let's talk about Toastmasters a bit. How did it transform you?
If I see two people talking a little bit far away, I will immediately take a U-turn. Right now, I can switch off my introvert mode and extrovert mode. 80 to 90% of the freshers, when they graduate, for them hard skills is important, no doubt. But still, that 10 to 20% of soft skills is absolutely required. Back in 1992, when I was 7 years of age, about to be 8 years, my father went missing.
Make 3 changes to themselves to improve their soft skills. If you have to give 3 takeaways to our viewers, what they should do.
This episode is supported by our guest experience partner, Sona Cakes and Bakes, a Kolkata-based FSSAI certified home bakery known for its customized and delicious cakes, which they deliver with care across the city. They have helped us curate and create a thoughtful and memorable experience for our guest today.
Welcome everyone to Bridging Ideas. Our guest for today is Anutosh Ghosh. Anutosh is a soft skill and power skill trainer and the founding member and CEO of GroArche Solutions.
With over 16 years of corporate experience and 6+ years in training and mentoring, he works closely with individuals to build clarity, communication, and real-world confidence. From being an introvert engineer who struggled to speak up to helping others find their voice, his journey is both honest and relatable. What adds a unique edge in his experience beyond the corporate world is that he is an internationally certified Muay Thai official, where he brings lesson of discipline, pressure, and composure into his work. In today's conversation, we explore overthinking, self-doubt, career transitions, and the uncomfortable truths that often hold people back. So let's get started.
Welcome Anutosh to Bridging Ideas podcast. We are really honored to have you here.
The pleasure is all mine, and cheers to Bridging Ideas.
Cheers. So Anutosh, you have a very diverse background. If you talk about your life, your journey, you started your career in corporate, then you had moved into entrepreneurship. And also the most interesting thing is you have got inclination to, you are also a Toastmaster. And you have also had an inclination towards sports and all this thing. How did this shift and happen in your life? If you can share a brief about it.
Okay. When I started my corporate journey, I didn't know that I will ever move out of corporate and become an entrepreneur. And as and when I started my entrepreneurship journey, it is all like that, okay, there is a scope over there to do some training, then there is a scope over there to become a sports person. And this all started when I joined Toastmasters about 10 years ago, or right now 11 years ago, back in 2015. So that I find is the most important part of my life, because that is the seed. That year was the seed when it all started for me. So it's amazing for me, I shall say.
So among all these things, people have similar journeys, but let's talk about Toastmasters a bit. How did it transform you? What were you before doing this, and why did you even go through this? Why did you even become a Toastmaster? Because I know it's about public speaking, impromptu speaking, and it takes a lot of courage to come on a stage and speak in front of unknown people. So what was the transformation like? Why did you even choose it in the first place?
Okay. I had been always an introvert person.
You are an introvert?
Yes.
And you were telling me that, and you were saying you are a Toastmasters, and you have been with a Toastmaster previously as a director level.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
So director means I have just been a division director in the past, but I am really an introvert person. Mm-hmm. The difference is that earlier I used to shy away in a matter like if I see two people talking a little bit far away, I will immediately take a U-turn because I know that those people may ask me some question and I don't want to confront them. So I used to immediately take a U-turn and go away. Right now, I can switch off my introvert mode and extrovert mode. So if I know that I have to mingle with people, I will definitely switch on my extrovert mode. I will talk whatever is required and then put on my introvert mode so that I can have a shell and around myself, and I will complete my work, whatever is required for myself.
Oh, so if I can understand from this is you are saying that Toastmasters has helped you to bring that switch where you can on and off your introvert and extrovert self.
It paved the way. It didn't actually showed me that way, but it definitely paved the way for the future upskilling.
And how did this opportunity come? Because see, if you're saying that you are an introvert who would be scared of going and even talking to people, in today's date, I'm like those who doesn't understand about Toastmasters, if you can spend 2 lines around what Toastmasters is all about, and then I'll ask you the following question.
Sure. So in Toastmasters, what happens that we find audience, whether it be 2 people, 20 people, 200 people, doesn't matter. We find an audience and we become comfortable speaking with them. So we don't know what is stage fright. If you are a Toastmaster, even if we are uncomfortable speaking English, still we find comfort in that. We speak English and we can always speak. You give me a topic and I can speak for 1 to 2 minutes impromptu within 10 seconds or within 5 seconds. And I can also give a feedback without making the other person feel bad. So if you are listening to my feedback, I will make you comfortable with your feedback and you will still be comfortable in your skin.
Basically, you are those kind of a manager who would make others feel happy. Actually, that's a good one. I think
actually I didn't know about myself before. In one of the projects, in one of the accounts that I was managing in Wipro in the first term, I actually got to know from one of my team members, mentees, that I gave them a psychological safe place to work with. And that is the first time that I got to know that, okay, there is something called a psychological safe place. So in my little heart, I got a little bit pride, but definitely that's how I got to know that there is more to life.
this is a very interesting point because the thing is when you speak about like from introvert and you know how to switch like that stage fright because many people have that. When I before I do public speaking, but when I go on stage initially, even I had that feeling. But
Right.
yeah, at one point you cut it off and you say, "Now I have come here, now I'll go and deliver the
Right.
best." The question is now people understand what Toastmasters is all about. How did this opportunity come? Did it come to you? You yourself went and picked it up knowing that, okay, I'm an introvert and this will help me.
No, I must thank to my special managers who didn't get me promoted. So back then I was working in Deloitte and there were 3 beautiful managers, beautiful in the minds and definitely with their aura, that they thought it will be beneficial for me to not promote me. And thank God they didn't promote me because I had to go through certain exercises, some assessments in Deloitte, and they told me, the assessor told me that I need to put myself in the grind of Toastmasters because I have some issues in the articulation of words.
Oh, okay.
So then I had to push myself. I didn't want to go into Toastmasters because that is a new thing. And during those times, I didn't want to try at all into new things. So still, for the sake of getting myself promoted, I had to join Toastmasters. And thank God I joined Toastmasters at that time. So then it's a different road altogether. I simply graduated from the club level to the next level, that is area, then to the next level, division, and then I started understanding what the division and district leadership is all about. I started mingling with people. That is when 2015-16 was I was like a new butterfly. So I was figuring out the new smell of flowers and all those things, meeting with people, going to different places, became an area director also within just 2 years, which is my dream. And I couldn't continue because of that pressure, of that expectation pressure, you can say. And there were, in 2017, just due to Toastmasters only, I also got promoted from consultant to senior consultant. And there also a little bit of expectation pressure came in. And at certain point, I had to understand which one is my priority, whether Toastmasters or corporate life. Toastmasters, why I still prefer? Because it gives me a comfort place where I can vent out anything that I want to say. Not in a negative way. I'm not shouting at people or anything, but I can speak easily. Whatever I want, I can speak easily, and it gives me a lot of comfort over there.
You have your own entrepreneurship right now. You moved to
Right.
this journey. So, what influenced you to come out of your corporate world?
First and foremost, when the last company that I worked before becoming an entrepreneur, it was Wipro. And at that time, I was hiring massively, especially for the two accounts that I was part of, Apple and Cardinal Health. For those two accounts, I had to hire a lot. And one of the major gaps that I was seeing was lack of proper soft skills. Still, right now, today, the engineering students, because I come from the IT background, so I'm targeting mainly the engineering students. Then, to a certain extent, the general students who are non engineers, they think that soft skills are not required. Now, I agree to a certain extent. 80 to 90% of the freshers, when they graduate, for them, hard skills is important.
Correct.
No doubt. But still, that 10 to 20% of soft skills is absolutely required. Because if, let's say, as a fresher, my supervisor has given me something to work on. Now I did the work based on my hard skills. But how do I showcase to my supervisor that I have completed the work?
Correct. How you present it properly.
Right. Even before that, how can I convey to my supervisor that I have listened, not heard? I have listened to the work that has been asked me to do. All that is because of the soft skills.
Correct.
If I have to arrive on time, why is it important to arrive on time? Because it is soft skills. Now, as one person grows more in the career, then definitely these soft skills get more and more prevalent.
True.
So, what was 10 to 20% important at the fresher level, it becomes more and more important as you go up the ladder, become a team leader, become a project manager, or become a program manager. So, things become much more important.
Absolutely.
And this is what I found was extremely missing among the vast majority of the applicants. So I found that there is a need of people who are apt in soft skills, at least the basic minimum. And that is when I found that I also wanted a challenge for myself, that I've done enough in the corporate life. Now, what is that thing that I can do for the community, for the society? And can I go back to the grassroots level and do something for the community so that I can help bridge the gap? And that is why bridging the ideas and connecting with all the people.
The difference between a good and a great developer is where you add your hard skills with your soft skills.
Right. Even I used to think the same because I myself used to love coding. And believe me, in 2017, I actually promised myself that I will never go back into coding line because of another great personality who was a senior consultant. He was working in the US and he used to monitor us and give us all the stuff that are pending. So for me, it was like I used to work like this: wake up at 11 a.m., attend the scrum call, then start my work day, then and no breakfast, just maybe 1 or 2 yoga bars, no lunch, and then no water also. I didn't had that urge to drink water also much. Maybe in the evening time I will have some snacks, then work a little bit more. At night I will have dinner, watch movie because I wanted to refresh myself after all the hard work throughout the day, and then maybe work till 3 or 4 o'clock, and then go to sleep, then wake up early and start the day again at around 10:30, 11 a.m. So that was my life for around 5, 6 months or 7 months. And after that, I simply said to myself, enough is enough. Let me move my track to a different level. And then I started my journey in the functional sector. I became a business analyst. Then I found that, okay, this is what business analyst looks like. then let me challenge myself furthermore, see what a project manager looks like, and just a proper project manager where I will be handling the people. Because by that time, I loved talking with people. I loved understanding what the issues are with people so that I can manage them. And stakeholder management, risk management, these are the things that I used to love.
So let's go back towards your childhood. So you already mentioned that you were an introvert. So how was your childhood like? Was there any instance that you'd like to share because of this, that you have missed some opportunities and that would have stayed with you?
Okay. Let me share something that you may like, may not.
May like or may not. That's good. Okay.
Back in 1992, when I was 7 years of age, about to be 8 years, my father went missing.
Oh,
And because of that, since as a child, any child, if you see, they had an inclination to appease the people around them.
correct.
So I wanted also to have certain gravitas over there. So I wanted people to acknowledge my presence and take the center stage, because I didn't know what else, how to take that center stage.
Correct.
So what I started doing is that I used to tell people that my mates in the school life, I used to tell them that my father went missing on this date and those kind of stuff. It was in May 92. So I used to get attention, great. But what I was also doing, putting an axe on my feet itself, because I actually got unnecessary negative attention. People started calling different things. The people in the locality, they started seeing me and my mother in a different way. And by the way, in my family, I used to have my father, my mother, my elder sister of elder by 13 and a half years. So after my father was gone, we three were the only people. And though I had my relatives, but my mother thought in the best interests that there was no need of relatives, because I have also actually seen that relatives are actually there when there is a success, but in times of need we don't find relatives much often. And that actually also helped me stand strong on my feet, because I know exactly what to take, what to do, how to make myself stronger, all these things. And all these things I learned in those years after my father went missing. So that was the time, that was exactly the period when I actually started becoming upset, started becoming sidelining myself from the main grooving part where teammates were enjoying, and I was like sitting in a farthest corner of the classroom, like those. So that's how my life shaped me. And this is exactly the time when I also started developing a special quality of overthinking. So I used to overthink. Now I sometimes go into that overthinking mode, but after a certain time, I have to tell myself that no, I need to stop that. I need to come out of that overthinking part. I need to do what I have to do. So even if I am unable to do something, I will focus myself into other things. So let's say that I have to meet, uh, let's say I have a work to complete. And after doing that work, I am expecting that some follow up work will come. But that follow up work didn't happen. So what I do is I simply focus myself into some other things that I am part of, like Toastmasters maybe, or maybe sports. So that's how I have channeled my life.
Oh, that's that's a very interesting childhood. I won't say interesting, but a very, how would I term it? But that's an unexpected childhood, because at that age where you said it's very difficult to comprehend how people will think about you. You think on a different perspective, and as you said, you had put the X on your own feet. So The thing is, I completely understand this, means in the sense it is very difficult situation, but uh, did you ever come out of this?
Initially, I didn't. My career started in 2007, and till I joined Toastmasters in 2015, as I was telling earlier. But I actually started sharing my vulnerability only in 2021. Before that, I was still uncomfortable sharing my vulnerabilities. And as I have seen that I have myself experienced it, if I am not sharing my vulnerabilities, I will not be able to become stronger.
Absolutely, because this is a very. I was about to say the same thing, that the main strength lies in sharing your vulnerabilities. Because the moment you acknowledge it, right, you become stronger.
Right.
And this is what is for our audience also, like viewers. Like, we always think of keeping our vulnerabilities to us because we think of how others will judge us. And that is where the biggest problem is.
Yeah, it is amazing because I used to think that exactly the point that people will judge me. And that is where the major problem lied with me initially, because in while I was doing a soft skills certification, I was getting myself trained. And there is a part of training where we are made to learn something called okayness. In okayness, there are 4 quadrants. Each quadrant is like whether I am okay and whether the other person with whom I am speaking, whether that person is okay or not. So it goes something like this: that I am okay, you are okay. This is one quadrant. The other 3 quadrants are like metrics. So I am okay, you are not okay. I am not okay, you are okay.
And both are not okay.
I am not okay, you are not okay. So I used to always think that I am not okay. But once I started sharing my vulnerability, and once I got to know about this okayness factor, then I started understanding, why am I not okay? There is nothing wrong with me. How could I control how my father went missing? It is not in my hands. So I am okay. It is just the way I am perceiving the society, I am perceiving the world. That is what is making me uncomfortable. So let me be myself. Let me be in my skin. And if the other person is not okay, then that person has to call it out. That, boss, I'm not okay with how you were saying.
To be honest with you, with all my over 2 decades of experience in this industry, and even in this, like, let's say about this normal world, whatever you do, there will be people who will never be okay with whatever you do.
Yeah.
And you cannot please everyone. That's
Exactly.
another thing. And it's very easy to say that let's not be affected by how people judge you. But truly speaking, you should not be. Because at the end of the day, if you, as you said, the openness factor, this particular key framework is really, really nice, that you have 4 quadrants and you said, like, if I'm okay, I'm fine with it. I don't care about the other person, whether they're okay or not okay.
Right.
This is a very big statement, because at the end of the day, it's a mind shift change for me.
Yes.
Because the moment I say that I am fine with it, I don't care how you judge me.
Right.
Let's say today we are having this podcast. People might have some questions around it. Some people will like it. Some people say, what are they discussing and why this is happening? It is up to me. If somebody finds this insightful, somebody who says, I am an introvert, but I found the right keyframes or the right lessons from this podcast, that is the ones that people will connect with.
See, I will also tell you one more thing. I can understand that if the other person is not okay, and I'm fine with it. Point is that I have to accept why the other person is not okay, and whether that person is justified in himself or herself that I am, from his side,
Why they're not okay.
Right. So if the other person feels that he is not being okay, then I find the reason. If I can change to a certain extent, I will try, but I will not commit.
Got it.
That's the whole thing.
That's a very nice thought, because that's a very powerful one. As a leader, how much does an empathy play an important part when you are a leader in your industry? Because it has a lot of impact on your people who are reporting to you or working with you. So what do you think about that? Like, as a leader, even in terms of 2 things I will touch upon. One is the empathy thing, and one is the soft skills.
Okay. Let me give certain examples. Okay.
Absolutely.
I love to talk with examples.
That's good. That's good for our viewers also, because with example we can relate. So yeah, let's go with that.
When I became a manager, one of the things that I wanted to become a manager is to improve the way my team members are working. That was one of my primary reasons. Because when I used to be an IC, my manager didn't give me, not all the managers, most of my managers didn't give me that kind of proper feedback that will improve my performance at the IC level. So this is one thing. Primary focus was, as a project manager myself, this was my primary focus. So when I became a project manager, 3 things that I started. One, listening to my team members. Second, as a project manager, I knew certain things from the top level that these are certain changes required. Let's say, now that there is a little bit of war crisis that is going on,
Correct.
there are certain places where electricity is being saved.
Yep.
So there will be certain shift in how the overall infrastructure is being utilized. This many times are not conveyed to the people who are working at the IC level. For me, when I was working in Wipro as a project manager, I used to convey in the exact words that the IC wanted to hear. Not in project management parlance, but in the parlance in which the IC would understand. And that way, they would listen to me.
So let's take the context of the electricity thing. So if you have to convey this to an IC, how would you convey this?
I will say that, see, let's say you are an IC. So I will convey that, Shuja, this, you know that there is a war crisis that is going on. And from the top level executives, this is what I got to know, that we want to save the electricity because we never know what tomorrow is like. So what I would want you to do is reduce your time at the office. I would want you to deliver the same kind of productivity with the comfort that you want, not get hassled or concerned about the kind of things that are going on in the office. Go back home early, enjoy, at the same time, be connected with us and deliver the same things. I will be there with you and we shall stay connected as much as you want. Regarding the work, I promise you that as long as you are done with the daily work that has been asked to deliver from your side, you take care of that. And you, even if you are able to complete that work at your home in, let's say, 7 hours or 8 hours, that's fine for me. You give the status, I shall be happiest with you.
So you're telling me the why, the what, and the how.
Right.
So since you've given me all the 3, it is more justifiable so that I can understand and I would reciprocate to it.
Right. And this is just an example. I have done numerous sort of things. Even when I had to say some of the members goodbye, I used to tell them why I'm giving them a goodbye. Some, of course, didn't like, but there was a way in which I used to say them. So it used to come. It is not very good.
No, yeah, these days we are having a lot of goodbyes in the industry, and that's not a good thing. We all have been.
And the other third thing, so one of the thing is I used to listen to my team members. I used to tell them the things that are happening at the top level so that they get to know. And the third most important thing is I used to coach my team members. Coaching is something that is unspoken explicitly, but it is one of the major responsibilities of a project manager. If a project manager is not coaching their team members, I find that project managers are doing a grave injustice to their team members.
So is it only from the project manager's perspective, or you're talking from a leader's perspective?
Leader's perspective. Project manager is because I used to hold that role. But yes, as a leader, whenever you have a team, it becomes imperative that you have to coach your team members. I will give you with a couple of examples. In Toastmasters, we coach people, we mentor people as well.
Okay.
Coaching is primarily where I am asking you certain questions so that you can work on your improvement areas. And you are responsible for your own improvement. I am not responsible. As a coachee, I will only take you to a task and you will have to deliver based on the timeline you set. So it is all about the coachee taking care of their own things.
Got it.
Coach simply asks the right questions. And I have read a book, I don't remember the exact author, but it is said that great results begin with asking the right questions. So definitely the questions are the first place. Now, mentoring is somewhat different because in mentoring, we are actually sharing our own instances of life.
Correct.
And we are guiding the people that, yes, this is something that I have done in my place. Whether you want to take care in my way or in some other way, that is up to you. But this is what I would do. And when I share as a mentor, if I am sharing my own experiences, then what happens is, as a mentee, you will find solace that, okay, my mentor has gone through such and such things, so maybe I can also do.
Correct.
So that gives a lot of comfort. So what I also do is I do some executive mentoring as well with a few set of people who are senior leaders.
Okay.
And this is exactly what I go through.
I completely understand. So now when you speak about coaching and mentoring, so coaching, I can say when you give somebody a critical feedback.
Okay.
And you believe that the person should work on this for
Right.
their betterment. So this will come under, as you said, this is a part of your coaching.
Right. At the same time, I also used to give them certain examples. If I find that this person is not able to understand the gravity of it or understand the main concern, then I used to give them certain examples on how they can improve upon. But ultimately, they have to show certain improvement. If, let's say, in my first feedback time, if they're not able to understand and if they're not able to work on it, then I used to give them second chance, third chance, with a caution that this is your third time. Next time, I will have to take a stern action. And I have taken those kind of things. Before taking any action, I always put myself in the other person's shoes and think that what are the possible things that can happen. Let's say I am having a stomach upset and because of that, I am not able to come to office. Okay. Can it happen maybe thrice in a month, maybe 5 times in a month, 10 times in a month? After a certain period, I can understand that, okay, this person is bluffing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And as they say, right, like I remember one of my managers told me long back, he says, if you do anything, right, your parents know what you have done. Similarly, your manager knows what you do. So manager knows everything. So I was very surprised when I was a fresher, like, okay, manager knows everything. So they even know, like, yeah, I know what names you have put behind my back, like what you guys call me. So at the end of the day, it's very known thing. Now, just because we are into remote stuff and all this thing, things become very different. When I look into your profile, you have also so you are a Muay Thai referee, a judge that has, and you have done that in national, international level. I think past month you have been in Thailand.
This month.
This month itself, you have been in Thailand and you had.
Past month. Yeah.
Past month. Okay, exactly. You have been in Thailand and you had been a jury member there. So tell us. So that overthinking stopped you from going to karate lessons. But how did this journey happen about this combat sports? So somewhere you have got into combat sports. So how about it? And you also have you played this or you have only?
I have played couple of events.
Okay.
And first of all, regarding my Muay Thai, I got a chance back in 22 August 2022. So it was all because I wanted my daughter, Agni, to know some lessons in self-defense.
So before we go ahead, I'm sorry to interrupt. Just wanted to understand for our audience. I know it's a combat sport, so people are aware of karate, judo, taekwondo, and all these things. So what about this Muay Thai? Can you just give a brief for our audience?
I have seen karate, and I myself got enrolled for 2 days in karate.
Correct.
The good thing about karate is that it gets you knowledgeable about the things that you can do with your limbs.
Correct.
And it also definitely develops the mindset. Now, with Muay Thai, it is more about facing the other person in real fight. There is nothing like I will simply flick with the other person in a, let's say, punch and then come back. No. In Muay Thai, actually, it can get bloody. It can knock you out.
Okay.
So it can break your bones. So anything can happen. Now, what happens in Muay Thai, how it is played, we use boxing, we do hooks, we use elbows, we use knees, and we also use the kicks.
So everything is used.
Right.
Okay.
Anything that can be used, we use, except that we do not do headbutts, except that we use everything. And why I wanted to have this Muay Thai for my kid, daughter Agni, is because I wanted to ensure that she learns something which is bloody. Because in this world, I know that knowing self-defense properly is absolutely important. And with Muay Thai, you actually get to learn a lot of hard moves that are necessary. There are definitely other combat sports also like Krav Maga, or there are few other combat sports also that are definitely good. No doubt about it. But somehow I have felt in love with Muay Thai. And in August 2022, she started her journey, and I saw that there were quite elder people also who are practicing Muay Thai in the same gym, Supremacy India. And when I saw that, I also felt that urge of my long ever dream that I have to get into some sports. So why not? If I can also be a part of it, why not? So I enrolled myself.
So this time you carried more than 2 days because you did not overthink.
And every time I am a very lazy person. Means I have enrolled in multiple gyms, multiple yoga sessions, multiple places where I used to exercise, and max to max 6-7 months. After that, I used to break my touch. Now here, God's grace, touch wood, still it's continuing, and I'm so happy. And somehow there are certain things which the coaches have found, my Supremacy India coaches, Lionel Happing sir and Aditi Dubey ma'am, and they pushed me into this line of officiating. So from then on, I got myself enrolled in Golden Monkon as an official, and the head of Golden Monkon is Mr. Hemant Kumar. He got me certified, and then I have gone international.
That is also your will.
So right. Now, one of the things what I love about Supremacy India and why I love Muay Thai is because there are, again, trainers who actually train people to become better. And there are trainers who actually push the trainees to become great, to become dominant. And Supremacy India trainers are really known for that. Whenever they go, they dominate the rings. So we are still learning one step at a time, one day at a time, but definitely the fighters are doing great. Because in Kolkata, I know we are the only gym who actually sends people to international level. For the last 3 years, we have been going to WMF, World Muay Thai Federation, and we are doing some amazing things. We are also learning how to compete in the combat sports with specialized international people like from UK, Brazil, then France, Thailand. It's our learning as well, but at the same time, we have started delivering it as well.
Makes sense.
So this year from Supremacy India, 5 fighters went, 3 kids, 2 adults. Out of the 5 fighters, 2 have won gold. 2 of them are the junior fighters.
That's good. Congratulations to all the.
Thank you.
And congratulations to you for. Means, as far as I know, that you had also been one of the jury members.
Right.
Great. I would say that's a great leap in this stuff. So this is not very heard of sports, right? I understand, and I know in India also there's a very less awareness about this. So since now you have moved from a practitioner to an official, where you
Right.
are actually an, I would say, officially associated as a jury member and this thing, do you feel that there is a scope of improving this awareness? Because as you said, you had got into this because of your daughter, and you wanted your daughter to. For any parents who wants to get into, like, if they have a scope of this particular sport and want their kids to be in, to pursue this, what would you advise, like the awareness side of things? Like, I know it's a different game altogether, and you said it's a bloody game, so everybody doesn't want their kids to be hurt.
Yes.
And yeah,
So, okay, I will like to caution you on a few other things. When I'm saying this bloody game, it is also something for those who actually want the kids to get into a bloody game. So it's like, I want my daughter to play in a way in which she can be a fighter.
got it.
And then I have also been a fighter. I have played at the national and a few local tournaments also. But I didn't pursue it because for me it was more like a practice.
Got it.
So that also I can do. I'm still practicing. I still know Muay Thai. I still sometimes train the basic students like who come for the first session or the second session. I tell them how to get started. So I train those students also. And all these things I'm doing not because I want to be a fighter, but because I want to practice Muay Thai. I want to be aware of Muay Thai. I also want to keep myself fit.
Got it. Absolutely.
So Muay Thai can also be done for that.
Correct.
And every move you tell, I am aware of it. Not because for the officiating purpose, but because I want to, because for the love of it. So that's how it has been.
Means ultimately it's all about the passion. If you love something, as you said previously about the work also, it
Right.
comes up. Coming to the other stuff, like as we spoke about the soft skills and all these things, one curiosity.
Please.
I do see a badge on your blazer,
Right.
and it says 100. So
Right.
what does this 100 mean? Like, what does this badge symbolize?
Back in 2024 to 25, at that point of time, I was the division director. And I had 3 area directors with me. The division number was H.
This is for what? I mean, this division
Toastmasters International
Okay.
in Kolkata. Now, there was another division of A. And all these are out of the 7 divisions that we had at that point of time. So, Division A and Division H won the overall contest in 2024 during a district leaders training. And we were the only 2 districts, 2 divisions who were given this badge.
Got it.
So it is a very proud thing for me because during that year, 2024, Toastmasters International were a 100-year-old institution.
Wow.
So special badge, special way of earning it, and definitely something I really love about it.
Yeah, I was very inquisitive after I saw your badge. Like, I wanted to ask this question. Let's take it in this terms of soft skills. So if you have to give 3 takeaways to our viewers, what they should do to, like, starting today, if they have to improve and build, as you said, one thing was the active listening, but I'm just thinking in other terms, like if somebody has to do 3 things, make 3 changes to themselves to improve their soft skills and start building on it. So what is that they should do?
Okay. First thing, definitely, again, active listening. That has to be a part of it. Second thing is communicating in the right way. So even if I am unable to speak it out because I don't feel comfortable, I still have to somehow convey it. Whether it is by sign language, whether it is by writing an email or whatever it is. If you are not able to speak it, do something else, but communicate effectively. So communication has to be a part of it. And third thing is knowing what is your responsibility and how can you take the accountability of it.
I think we touched base all these things with examples. So what I understand, the 3 crux things is active listening, effective communication, and the last one is, as you mentioned, is your
Responsibility and accountability.
accountability, basically.
Right.
Perfectly fine. So I think that wraps it up for us. I thought it was really great discussing with you, Anutosh, and definitely looking forward to have more discussions with you. And I would say from all of us, thank you so much for coming to Bridging Ideas. And
It's
as we
always
said,
a pleasure. And cheers again to
cheers.
Bridging Ideas.
Thank you so much. I think it's cold. Thank you. Take a moment, reflect on this conversation, because sometimes one idea is all it takes to change everything.